Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining us here today. Now, I'm going to be throwing things around on the fly, so don't worry about what you're going to be seeing, but I am joined with a special guest. No, it is not Graf the Giraffe. It is none other than, hold up, let me make sure I got his Twitter right. I think it's Youper.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
It is Youper. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while since I've done a cast, so this is going to be interesting.
I mean, but it's been a while since I've done one with you, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. No, I'm super excited. We got a really good matchup, too. Totally not any interest of my own, but we got Verify Gaming Black versus Team Sarrow. I think this is game 5, right? I think? Yes. Should
Game
be game
five.
5.
What do you
I
mean
think they
game
only play
five?
5 in the ZGL.
Oh,
Or
like
match 5,
yeah. I was about to say like,
technically.
all right,
Yeah, no,
and
we're in map 5 already, guys. We're good.
yeah, I was like, what? What's going on? And yes, he will not be having a webcam, but we have that dashing picture of him right there. So yeah, I got all the moving around done. Ladies and gentlemen, again, these are your two for tonight. It's me and Youper. Verified Gaming versus Team Sarrow. Like he summed it up. You guys can see maps and modes on the right side of the screen. But this should be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Youper, we're starting off with a Hossie hardpoint.
Yes, Hacienda, my favorite map of all time. No, I love Hacienda though, just because there's a lot of twists and angles. And Hasi, in my opinion, the real big thing that you got to look for, especially for the rotational game, is you got to look at the P2 to P3 rotation and then the P3 to P4, just because things can get really screwy really quick. And your money hills typically end up being Rock, which is P4, and then P2. If you get things situated properly. So we're going to see what both teams can do. For records, right now, I do have to look at what Sorrows is, but as of right now, Verify Gaming Black is currently 0-4. I will have to go on the ZGL website here in a second, see what they got going for Team Sarrow. But either which way, we're going to be loading in here very momentarily, ready to get things going. But I don't know about you, Corpse, but I'm ready for Game 5 shootout.
I am ready as well, but the thing is, I know Team Sorrow's sitting at 1-3, I believe. So we're gonna be seeing a
1-3,
reset.
okay.
Yeah, so they're sitting at 1-3, and they've only won 4 maps. So this is kind of a battle of, I'm gonna say it, not the best in Group A. I mean, we're looking at that division; it's kind of stacked. So if you're Team Sorrow and Verified Gaming, you've had a bit of a rough road, right? You get thrown into Group A, Pool A, and you're just like, these are the guys we're gonna deal with.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, this this division, like you said, it's stacked. Even the group is stacked. So, and what's also interesting too with the ZGL is top 3 teams in each group. So there's 6 teams in each group. Top 3 move on to playoffs. So as of right now, I'm pretty sure even if Sorrow does come out with a W tonight, I don't think they're going to be making playoffs
Yeah.
because of how stacked Group A is. So this is mainly just kind of like in the NFL when you have 2 teams playing each other that you know that they're not going to playoffs. You don't want to have any injuries, but it's all about pride. So this is more of a pride match for both of these rosters.
Yeah, it is indeed, and we'll see if that affects things because a lot of the times, you know, those NFL moments, those NFL seasons, the teams that get towards the end, they're like, yeah, we're gonna come out for like the first half, show something, and then the second half, it just seems like, okay, where is all the fundamentals? So, just like you said, it's gonna be interesting to see this tonight, especially on. We got some pretty fundamental maps. I mean, again, Hossie Hardpoint, traditional Call of Duty. You got the rotation side of things. You got the red card S&D, where that map too is just like it is all about patience, in my opinion, and that's another thing that kicks it back to the old school days.
No, absolutely. And that's where, like I said, it's definitely it's going to be interesting to say the least. But we're still waiting on the reset here. Looks like they're going to be loading in shortly. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like these kinds of matches are either going to be absolute barn burners or they're going to be absolute shootouts. It's just it's kind of like when you're a Sith, right? You deal in absolutes. That's kind of what these matches
Mm.
are like because, like I said, it's all about pride. So if you're feeling overzealous and wanting to showcase yourself a little bit to make up for a rough season, this is where you're going to have your shootout moment. Or you're on the other side and you're just going to be complacent and lazy and just be like, oh, we're not making playoffs, so screw it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're going to see who comes out with more gusto as we're finally loaded into the Hasi. But yeah, I'm excited. You excited?
I'm excited as well, and this is again like we have said excited so much, but it's more or less Hasi is a map that highlights the ARs, and as an AR player myself, and when I used to play, I was just like, this is a role that I just love to see these players pop off, and we're gonna be able to see that as now Veriphy Gaming in the black arrows, quote unquote, their name. Team Sarrow is gonna be rocking that light pinkish arrows as flurry of kills go down, and it looks like Veriphy Gaming they come away with the first seconds of time here.
Yeah, no, VG Black going in swinging. Currently watching Realsy's POV. Got himself a quick double here on top lobby open area. Camping out, you know, getting a little bit of a campfire going for himself. Finally gets taken down. Different actually had a two-piece as well. So we're going to see how things go on the side of Team Sarrow. Now getting into the hill themselves. Prima going to be hanging out in top lobby. Oh, a little bit of a cheeky gunfight there, hitting each other with the doors. Finally gets taken down, though, as Jeff starts going ahead and getting some stuff going as well.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Team Sarrow, I think this used to be the old Endeavor roster, so they got stolen away from, I think, Final Right, or if I'm not mistaken, but a team nade rolls through, and this is a roster that I've come to love. You know, you got Scrum, you got Different, you got Guts. Now, I'm used to seeing Gingy in there. Firma is a new face for me in this roster, so we'll see how he fits, as now the P2 rotation has been won by the purple team, and they have done a good job of holding. I mean, look at the setup. They got side door cover. They got number 6, that lurking AR. He's watching mid-map, Scrum, having to deal with everything, and now the information comes in, everybody slides over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, you know, and that's going to be a clean 3 down. Veriphy Gaming, last man standing is going to be Realsy, but he gets taken down as well. So, I mean, yeah, like I said before, the P2, if you get the positions right and you get the kills right, you're going to be absolutely cooking. And right now, Frema trying to play that top secret, trying to get the position going. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Frema got the kill there. I don't know how he accidentally punched the air trying to get some ghost bullets in or something. I don't know. But currently on a 5 streak, 6-2. Caster's Curse, though. Zuni cutting him down. So right now, Veriphy Gaming just trying to capitalize on everything, trying to get themselves a position. It looks like, at least for right now, they're going to be in it. But you have a triple push coming in from Team Sarrow. So, and unfortunately, Caster's Curse on my own team. So self-burn, that's rare. But Team Sarrow going ahead and getting it done, getting into the P3.
And, I mean, it's just, that's another thing on Hasi that I see a lot of teams struggle with. The transition between P2, P3, it's just these long hills, these long treks. You can really lose players in tracking in the comms, and I think we saw that there a bit. Veriphy Gaming, they were able to set up, they backed off of that P2 hill. Team Sarrow, they were able to have a lurking sub, I think it was Firma, who went on that 5 streak, right? He's causing that chaos through top balconies, and that's letting an AR develop on the front side of that P3, and then as chaos unfolds, it's just contest fest. Team Sarrow, they don't let much time go their way, as now the rotation is afoot for this P4 hill. It is won by your boys, Veriphy Gaming Black.
There you go. Yeah, and right now, going into the P4, this is your moment. You know, if you're Veriphy Gaming Black, this is where you're going to go ahead and try to capitalize on that money hill, you know what I mean? But it's one of those things, too, that if you get broke, it's going to be absolutely chaotic. But 3 members of Sarrow get taken down, and Veriphy Gaming, they're going to have 3 members as well. So looks like Dockside is still going to be the preferred spawn for Sarrow at the moment. You do have a triple push coming in. You also got a guy side door. That's going to be Frema. He gets taken down, though. So Veriphy Gaming, they're not going down without a fight. Realsy on a 4 streak, 9-8 with 31 seconds and counting. So right now, if you're Veriphy Gaming Black, this is what you need. You need to get this P4 set up, hold the hill as long as you can, might even possibly force a lead change. And from a mental perspective, that might get you back in this ball game.
No, this was just a huge full 60 from them. I mean, you said it, P4 literally is... It's a full 60 hill. It's a money hill in a sense, and it just seems like this is another map where you can only find one. It's like the diamond in the rough. I know P2 can be a good full 60 if you make it out to be, if your setups are good, but a lot of teams are terrible at it, right? A lot of teams are inconsistent. You know, they don't layer the map well. On this P4, it's really just about trading out, having a sub that pushes up the middle of the map, like we saw Realsy do. And it doesn't matter. He's got an AR. He's piecing people on this P1. He has continued his spree. They are up 20 after the first rotation of hills.
You know, like I said, man, it's just one of those things that once you get that mental going and you start, getting that ball rolling, momentum changes can make or break rosters. And so luckily though, Team Sarrow, they do stabilize just for a little bit different with the two-piece, currently on a 3 streak over a minute on hill, 14-9. So different, being different at the moment, completely cutting down Verify Gaming Black. But if you look at the rotation, though, Team Sarrow also has P2 sets. So we're going to see how Verify Gaming Black does in the second set of rotations. But as of right now, it's nothing but pink in the feed. At least it looks pink to me, but I'm colorblind. But definitely right now it is nothing but Team Sarrow. So Verify Gaming Black on a very difficult push here on the front P2.
Oh, Guts, just like playing his life, looking through the Lambo window, thinking he could drive it, wishing he could drive it. Well, he is driving the kill feed. And again, just Team Sarrow winning this P2 hill as their own. They're making it theirs. And again, this is another thing about Hasi. You'll see it. Teams will go hill for hill, right? You'll see them like one team will basically concede P4, the other will concede P2. It's really just about that one crucial break. And I will tell you right now, the way this pink team, their ARs, they hold down the lanes and then they let their subs break out like different right here, who is on a monstrous tear. He reflanks the people. That nade is going to connect. That stun is going to connect as well. So he's going to look to play his life here on the next rotation.
Yeah, right now, different is just built different for sure, hence the name. And right now, he's still going strong. Team Sarrow, now, like I said before, that momentum change, it is now starting to be in their favor, in Team Sarrow's favor. So right now, Realzy and company from Verify Gaming Black just trying to stabilize. You know, not trying to call out any names. I'm one of those guys that even if it's my own roster, that they're going to get some crap. But right now, Lom and Outcast both having a very difficult time right now in the killing department, and you can see in that second set is where it really started to shine. Another clean 4 down. Verify Gaming Black just having a very difficult time. You know, now everything's starting to run away from you, and you're about to go up or be down 100 points. So if you're Lum and Verify Gaming Black, you absolutely need this P4.
And this is exactly what we saw in the first rotation, right? It's just Team Sarrow winning the first 3 hills, coming down to this next one. Verify Gaming Black, they did a good job of getting a full 60 on this P4, which put them right back into the map. The hard part is they didn't, well, the thing that's different now is they didn't give a lot of time away to Team Sarrow on that P3 the first time around. And a Hellstorm is going to come in from Guts. That's going to keep this a bit mixy. Lawn is going to try and stay alive. You find 3 in the feed for Team Sarrow and a clean break. The pressure was too real for Verify Gaming.
No, absolutely. And Hellstorms on P4 are absolutely brutal too, because if you can actually snake one of those Hellstorm missiles in through the top open there. And so another clean down from Team Sarrow onto Verify Gaming. So right now, if you're Verify Gaming, you just don't want to get 100-point club. You just got to get 3 more points at this point. I mean, it's almost pretty much said and done. But 3 members of Team Sarrow do get taken down, though, and Verify Gaming Black looking to get some openings here onto P4 and going into P1 into a new set of rotations. But as of right now, Verify not getting a 100-point club. They at least got 100. So we're doing good there. But as of right now, Verify Gaming Black not looking too good in this map 1.
And I mean, I'm not going to lie. They just look lost here, Uper. It is just different when takeover mode on that 9 streak. 26-12. He is feeding his team all kinds of information. And again, they are just playing this map to perfection, especially on a P1, which is very hard to do with everybody hitting routes. They're picking people off. They're, again, just kind of filling those lanes with eyes. As now, I think that's the first time we've seen a clean 3 dead in a while.
Yeah, no, like I said, Verify Gaming Black, they just they were getting into a little bit of a groove, and, on that P4 and a little bit into P1, but then all of a sudden there was a huge momentum shift, and Team Sarrow took huge advantage of it. Mind you, when we were going into the second set of rotations, it was almost damn near a pretty close game, but Team Sarrow, 1 point needed remaining. They're going to be rotated onto P2 after this P1, and that's pretty much going to be it, unless Outcast can do something insane here, which unfortunately doesn't happen. Lum potentially has an opportunity, but nope. Hill pops. Team Sarrow walking away with a dub. And they're going to be up 1-0, 250 to 130.
Oh, whoa. That was just like they just turned up the heat right there. And again, everybody on Team Sarrow going off on a spree at certain points. I mean, we had Guts. I think he was on a 5. Firma was on a 5 earlier that map. Again, difference 9 streak was insane throughout that middle rotation. And it's just scrum 30 and 15. Phenomenal from everybody on this Team Sarrow roster.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Unfortunately, that was definitely a belt to butt, lack for a better word, kind of situation for Verify Gaming Black. Team Sarrow in both the points department for the objective, but also in the killing department, slaying department. They did a phenomenal job. Like I said, Verify Gaming Black was keeping it competitive in that first set, but all of a sudden it just got away from them, and all of a sudden, once that momentum train started happening, it was all full steam ahead, and Verify Gaming Black didn't really have anything to counter it.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I guess it was just takeover mode in a sense. Like, other than the fact that they got outslayed, what was something that you saw from Verified Gaming that they just kind of needed to do?
It was definitely the way that they pushed hills. Like one of the big things that was happening to VG Black was they were all challenging almost at the same time, and they were all just getting caught like multiple times, right? Like normally you got to be a little bit more methodical when you're breaking a hill, especially an open hill like P1 or even P2. I mean, how all of them really, like Hacienda, all of the different rotations, all the different hills are very open. There's multiple ways of flanking. They would all chow almost the exact same way instead of trying to pinch them, flank them, something. So, just a lack of plays or play calling or play making from Verify, other than a couple of token multi kills, that really was the killer there, because they were doing a really good job of playing together, having a couple of plays here and there. But as soon as it went into that middle of the second set of rotations, P1, it just, everything, they were kind of almost in panic mode.
Yeah, they were indeed. As now, I love that you called out the play calling. It's such a crucial thing inside of Hardpoint, and recognizing, like, hey, when you have the numbers, recognizing where the players are and what you need to do, and then go from there. And I feel like you hit the nail on the head, because Verify Gaming, they had a couple times, especially on the P2, right? The second time we saw P2, the third time we saw P2. They tried to flank, but again, it was just the ability for, I think it was Scrum, the main AR. He was anchoring, so he was holding those people up by fences or deep well, right? And then they have a sub like Different who's just lurking at old. He has nobody around him, because Verify Gaming, they want to get up to the middle of the map. They want to apply pressure on that new hill. So Different's like, hey, I'm just going to re-wrap well, cut everybody down, and then we all focus on the front side of the hill. And I feel like time and time, like when those two things happen, Verify Gaming was just like, all right, screw it, we're just going to fight every hill from the front.
Yeah, no, like I said, unfortunately, there wasn't too much of a lot of play calling. And so when it came down to it, towards the end, it just really got messy, and then when you all jump hill at the exact same time and you don't really, do much other than that every hill, it kind of is hard to get anything going for yourself.
It is indeed. As now, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed a Hacienda hardpoint. I'll throw the maps and modes back up there one more time. We're going to be going to a red card S&D. This is another map, a staple of mine, Uper, that I love to also think deals a lot of great with, is greatly involved with play calling. Jeez, I can't get it out.
There we go.
But
I was going to say, we're going to get there.
We're
going to get there, baby.
We're going to get there. No, but for me, this is another map where it's like, hey, you need to have a deep playbook in a sense and execute it well to be a great search team on this map.
Yeah, no, it's red card. Yeah, no, and like I said too, like the way that the bomb placements are too, right? Like obviously, if you're on a defensive side and you're on B, in that restaurant, obviously if you're an AR, because I'm an AR player myself, so I totally get it. You're gonna be out in outer overlooking P5, right? But at the same time, that's a very well-known spot, and so it's almost like you kind of have to be. Like you almost have to be random in a way with your play calling. Like, a lot of teams tend to focus the stage side, but I've noticed that a lot of rosters, both on the CDL side as well as amateur side, challengers, is they really have a tendency to play super slow. Like almost to the point where you're taking a gamble where you're not even really going to see a gunfight until after almost 45 seconds. So we're going to see what both rosters can do. I know that some rosters have a tendency to be aggressive on search, some are a little bit more methodical. I know that Verify Gaming Black, I know that they're a little bit more gung-ho than usual. So they tend to be a little bit more aggressive, but they might switch it up because Call of Duty's such a day-to-day thing. You never know.
It is indeed, especially with how that map one went. They might come into this and they're like, all right, let's take it back a few notches. Let's see what we're dealing with the first few rounds. And then hopefully they just don't get caught with their pants down because, again, that's another thing in S&D. I see a lot of teams where they just struggle to kind of change that pace. But we're hopping into this, ladies and gentlemen, round 1 of map 2. Looks like Verify Gaming, they want to take this mid-map presence here early. It's scrum. Initial intel, but look, 64. Fast route. I think he saw one.
Yeah, no, he definitely, now he's seeing them because some bullets start flying. But yeah, kind of a little bit of a ballsy move there from Lom. Like I said, Verify Gaming be a little bit more aggressive and it bites you in the tuchus. Different, going ahead, almost getting an ace. But like I said, because of the play calling and Verify being almost too aggressive, they storm B, no opposition. The majority of Sarrow goes A. So instead of challenging from restaurant, you're gonna have you even saw there on the X-ray, 2 players ended up rotating back through mid, and boom, all of a sudden you're finding yourself flanked, and so you just kind of get put into that grinder. So the uber aggression from Verify Gaming Black unfortunately does not pay off.
I wouldn't even call it uber aggression. They went heavy. They saw Scrum was playing that backside diner. I think it was Lon who did that stadium underside route, and then they didn't chow, and then they did a team chow on different. I think it was Choppy though, which is why he found that big 2-piece. He pushes out, and then the collapse is there. But we're hopping into this next round. There are 2 number 4s on the mini map. Realzy is here, so he finds the first blood. This is huge. He's gonna chow this next gunfight.
Ooh.
Scrum able to take him down.
Man, that was a huge double kill from Scrum there. Looked like he had less than 20 HP to his name. Oh, and he's going to line a beam onto Zuni. So last man standing is going to be Lom. And you can see number 64, aka number 4. He's going to get some trigger discipline. He finds one. He doesn't know where the other is. He's going to try to find him, and he does. So now in a 1v1 situation, coming back from the brink, last man standing for Sarrow is going to be Freema. And so now we got a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff because you got the bomb there. So we're going to see if Lom gets overzealous or not, but this is going to be a doozy.
I think he saw him when he dropped as well. So bomb does have to get picked
so.
up.
I think so.
And the name tag is there. Freema. Freebird, some may say. Llama getting aggressive on the left side. Freema with the chow. And he just I'm not going to lie. He probably just baited him. He's like, I'm going to wait for this. He has to come bomb check me.
Yep, and I think that's what happened exactly, too, is, yeah, definitely Freema, not necessarily a high ground, but that bomb being bulletproof kind of makes things easy, but, yeah, no, Lom did a really good job getting that double, but unfortunately couldn't connect onto Freema for that 3rd kill, but still good valiant effort from Lom. Could have been a heck of a lot worse, that's for sure.
Could have been indeed. Now Team Sarrow took a 2-0 lead. In this map, too, it looks like it's going to be another B hit here for the arrows. They're going aggressive towards that bottom side of the mini-map. Same setup here before from Team Sarrow. 2-2 split. You have one lurking through mid. This is very fast. This is very aggressive. Again, Lon hitting the same route. Lon has eyes on one. The wall shots are in. And again, just a picked apart, pieced guts everywhere.
Yeah, no, literally, it's definitely a bloodbath, that's for sure. And bomb is down outer B. Zuni's there. Oh, man, he gets his ankles broken there, unfortunately, getting chowed. So, yeah, Verify Gaming Black, I wouldn't say uber aggression on that one. They definitely dialed it back just slightly, but they still did the hard push to B. And, yeah, unfortunately, you found yourself in a blender, guts with that double. And so Verify Gaming Black, unfortunate, non-successful attacking round. Team Sarrow up 3-0 in this map too. So now on the attacking side, we're gonna see what Sarrow does themselves. I'm smelling an A push here.
Smelling an A push? I mean, that's what they did last offense. Looks like it's gonna be through mid though. First player to see anything, I think, is gonna be Realzies. Breaks the glass. The information is there. Head up, bang out. The doors have been busted. He should have heard something. And I think by that, they're going to back off. The thing is, look at Scrum on the minimap. So Realsy's dies. Scrum is playing for these flankers. I don't think he sees the person behind him. So now this map has been turned on its head. B-bomb site is free.
Yep, that's going to be a free plant, or at least theoretically should be. But Outcast on the flank coming in through Diner. Ooh, gets taken down. Guts finds him. Zuni on the flank as well. Yeah, no, unfortunately the breakdown starts to happen. The bomb hasn't gone down yet, though. It's still a 3v2 situation. Freema has bomb. Now starting to connect here with the plant. He gets taken down.
Oh.
Other members of Sarrow get taken down as well. So surprisingly, Sarrow didn't plant the bomb when they had essentially a free plant, but decided that they were just going to hold their ground and hope that they got, you know, Veriphy Gaming Black gets swirly and pushes, but unfortunately doesn't work the way that they hoped.
And it's just good job by Zuni right there, right? He's able to find that first initial blood. I think it was about the time we saw Lon make that move right into that Diner side. He broke the door. I was like, no, the audio cue is going to come in. Everybody from Sarrow is going to turn around. But no, Zuni finds that kill. It allows him to sneak on through. He's able to get the bomb carrier. And like you said, just the kind of like green light to go for Team Sarrow. It's a bit inconsistent right now. It's looking like a yellow.
No, absolutely. And so right now, Veriphy Gaming Black on the attacking side again. They're going to be going for the A push. Scrum with the nade does connect. 2 players from Veriphy below him. Scrum finds one. We're going to see Realzy trade and getting FEMA. So Scrum's still alive in the back. Oh, there's going to be a huge gunfight. Lom wins it. So 3v2 situation. Veriphy Gaming Black. Zuni, top window, bomb gonna go down, and so this is it. 3v2 retake, or 2v3 retake for Team Sarrow. Different though. Ooh, very beautiful shots there. Takes down Zuni, 2v2. Guts looking for an opening. It's all up to Realzy and Lom.
Yeah, they're both just laying down. They're playing for the bomb right here, and Realzy, he just knows this. He's got to check every so second. Different's going to run into him. Realzy isn't able to win the gunfight, so now Lom, you're in another 1v2. Time is a-ticking. What can you do? They haven't defused yet. They have now started it. Lon has rewrapped this. I think Guts saw him. Guts did, and the indecisive shots. Lom isn't able to take him down.
Man, let me tell you what, man. Different is appropriately named because he's 100% built different, bro. Like, 2 gunfights, less than 20 HP, winning gunfights. He shouldn't be. Like, he's either blessed by the COD gods or he's built different or both, baby, because that is insane.
Yeah, he's straight up bodying people. Like, we saw him go up that ladder. I was like, there's no way he has the timing, right? Because I think it was Zuni who was just sitting up there. He was watching the ladder push. The bomb is planted for Zuni. And then it's just like, he just hops up and he's just like, boom. Like puffs his chest out.
He's like, hey, how's it going?
Boom. Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going? And now we're seeing an A push here from Team Sarrow. Something we've seen again. It's Veriphy Gaming Black. They're here for it, though. The hedges is here.
Well, this is going to be a huge opportunity for Real. Oh, Realzy had an opportunity there. Decided to try to back up, but unfortunately caught a couple of bullets in his backside like he's Forrest Gump. Freema gets a kill in the middle, though. Different on the flank. Finds one. Is called before you know it. 1v4 situation for Lom again. So if he gets it here, it's going to be an ace, but bomb's going to be going down. SMG only, no ARs for distance shooting. Pretty tough. Pretty tough situation.
Yeah, this is. I feel so bad for Lom. He's by himself. Team sorry, Veriphy Gaming. I'm not gonna lie, they're just left scratching their head right here in this red card.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Team Sarrow feels like they're shooting fish in a barrel right now with how map 1 went, now how map 2 is going. So definitely a confidence is going to be at an all-time high if you're Team Sarrow. So Veriphy Gaming Black, they really need to find something to be able to get that momentum going. Because when you're getting pummeled like this, no matter the sport, whether it's esports, like Call of Duty, even basketball, when you're getting, lack for a better word, when you're getting your ass handed to you this, it is the most demoralizing thing ever. And so that's why you need to find something or somebody that's going to get that vibe up. So we're going to see if Veriphy Gaming Black can do just that.
And now this is a little bit different here. They're hitting B, but Scrum with the first blood. Again, the same setup from Team Sarrow, a 2-2 split. They have dealt with these players at range. Guts is making everybody work for it. Realzy is last alive. He's trying to jump out of the map because he's like, I don't even want to be here right now.
Yeah, definitely not having, we're not singing hands and singing Kumbaya right now if you're Verify Gaming Black on that map. That was a very quick search and destroy, even though it's a 6-1.
We got Freema shooting like this from range. I mean, well.
Outcast being 007 for the day.
Yeah, oh, donut cam. That is correct. Had a big donut cam right there, but unfortunately, you know, you're just, if you're Verify Gaming, you're like, oh, you're gonna take that on the chin, and you're just gonna move on to map 3.
Just like Ariana Grande said, thank you next, right? It's kind of the mentality that you got to have. So, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when you look at it, if you're Verify Gaming Black, you're down 0-2. You just got belt to ass on map 1 and 2, right? So it's one of two things. You're either going to bounce back, get your gunny up, get your momentum up, get your vibes up, right? Or you're just going to fold like a lawn chair and drop a donut for the entire season, right? So like I said, this is more of a pride thing for Verify Gaming Black, just to try to get this dub. And reverse sweeps happen. In fact, actually, because at Verify, we have 6 rosters as of right now. And one of our other rosters, Verify Gaming White, they played in the XP League, and in order to qualify for playoffs, they reverse swept Pure, another organization. And then when they were in losers round 1, they ended up reverse sweeping Outgoing Esports Black. So they double reverse swept to make it to round 2 losers of that league. So like I'm saying, like, reverse sweeps are able to happen. You just got to be able to, you just got to play really good, play really clean, and you just got to keep that momentum and get those vibes up.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you bring the charm here to your rosters. We'll see if that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, maps and modes are on the screen. Vault Control is going to be up next, but stay tuned. We're going to go to a short break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping right into map 3. I guess I forgot to give them the cue or something. They must have thought I was auto-readied. I thought they were Team 1. They switched to Team 2. So the names are going to be flipped here as we're heading into this 3rd map. And again, if you're just joining in, the series is 2-0 Team Sarrow.
Yeah, and it's been a barn burner too, as of right now, if you're on the side of Verify Gaming Black. But you know, like I said, even though the names are reversed, you know, it's pretty easy to keep track of. Remember that, like I said, Team Sarrow's up 2-0. Scrum and Guts and company already making a statement here on Vault Control. But yeah, no, otherwise, Corpse, how you feeling about this map?
I'm feeling good. I feel like since the changes of spawns, it's been, at least for me, a little bit more even for the offensive side of things. I think they have made it a bit harder for defense when you go to that B zone, just because now you're always going to be spawning P4, and it is annoying in a sense.
Yeah, that's valid. You know, but I will say, though, that offense on this map was always brutal because I don't know if it's just more signature at this point with control, but when you get a clean 3-4 down and you get into positions just the right way, you can get that freaking blender of a spawn kill going. And so right now, though, Veriphy Gaming Black only down by 6 lives, so not too bad. Not hitting the panic button just yet, but as I'm saying that, two members fall from Team Sarrow. So still, you know, Verify Gaming Black trying to find an opening. They haven't even gotten a tick of progression yet. So Realzy and company trying to get that to go in their favor, but just the gunny clean 4 down. I think this might be blender time.
No, it is indeed, and you got them spawning on P2. This is a huge win. 13 seconds left. You have to make them go through the front door, top cat, and now the people that were lurking in spawn, you collapse different with a big 2-piece. However, time is stopped. Scrum is last one alive. Hipsy Hose, he's going to dive in like John Depp. And now look at that Scrum. Not 1, not 2. Give him the 3 if the reload. Well, the reload doesn't come in, but yeah, you know, he's able to find 3.
Didn't have sleight of hand equipped, unfortunately for him. But now remember, names were reversed, so that's not Verify Gaming Black that won. It was Team Sorrow, in case you're just joining us.
Yeah. Nah,
W production as always.
Hey, calm down now. No, but I just think for me, I thought Vault Control, though, like I'm gonna kick it back to what we were talking about with the spawns. I thought Vault Control was one of the more fair maps already in the game mode with like Hacienda and Protocol as well. But now that you add that spawn out, like where they're consistently spawning P4, I feel like for me it's made it more offensive. Like I feel like it's just like super offensive because now you're spawning B Street. You know they're gonna be hitting the middle of the map, and it's just like you don't even need a person in top art anymore to dictate spawns.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, if you do have somebody that's playing top art, it's mainly just to try to get a spawn kill thing going, but you could have just as much effective, you know, hanging out on over back palms, you know what I mean, like where Outcast is right now. Oh, man. Unfortunate team nade from Zuni, but that's actually going to be a clean 4 down, so no ticks come in, I don't think, from Team Sorrow. And so now Verify Gaming Black now trying to set up for some pinching here. And they're doing a relatively decent job at it.
They are indeed, but Team Sorrow, which is the Black Arrows, they actually got 2 on B before all that went down. So they got pretty.
2? I can barely tell.
Yeah, no, it's hard for the colors aren't the best. I'm not gonna lie, so that's on me. But they just did a good job, and now you got Freema lurking through the middle of the map. He's going to cut down some players. They're going to keep applying pressure on this B zone because, again, with the spawns moving, it just seems more and more easier to get it. You just need to watch Vault. You just need to watch the flank, watch the middle of the map, and you've done a good job at that. Now, Tessa's going to roll through. Realzy isn't able to win that, and you were talking about it. Well, somebody was top art, but he falls, and now Freema, last one alive.
Gonna be left standing. He finds one, backs off 9 HP, just trying to last as long as he can. But Outcast finds him with the pistol. Still 14-17. Verify only down by 3 lives. The last remaining bit of B is gonna go in the hands of Team Sorrow. But 2 players from Team Sorrow do fall. So if you're Verify Gaming Black, you get a couple of kills here, and you could find yourself still in a beautiful position. Realzy on the flank. Gonna find one camp in there, and you have the other 3 members over on back P2, so this is gonna be huge gunfights here for Verify Gaming Black.
Oh, there indeed. Outcast unfortunately falls. The trade does roll through, and I loved how you mentioned that because interestingly enough, even though Team Sarrow has had great progress at B, the lives are still even, and now Verify Gaming, the purple arrows, they're gonna take the life lead, and look at the map presence they have. You have Zuni back here on backside P2. You have Lon, who's just waiting for them to cross this threshold. And number 3, Realzy, he's making sure that they're going to be spawning on this P2 area. So the setup is in. However, you let somebody leak through. You let somebody lurk. They find a big 2-piece. It's responded with 2 of their own. And now the contest is going to come through.
Yep, no, and also too, you know, you got the third tick of progression, almost a quarter of the way there. So Verify Gaming, they got to get those kills, otherwise it's going to be bad news bears for them. They do find two. Lom finds two of them. So as of right now, the only real person that's in play is number 7. That's going to be different, hanging out in front line. Nobody's caught him yet though, but he is spotted. You do have other members of Verify on the flank as well. So I mean, number 68 technically. Gonna be bottom vault. Different finally gets taken down. Prima with the action hero style push, but gets taken down. So yeah, but Verify Gaming Black with a successful defensive round, and it looks like, if I remember correctly, Verify only has no ticks. But as of right now, they were able to get a, was it a full capture? No, it wasn't full capture. It was 5. So
Yeah, they got 2 at A right there at the end. So honestly, with how their first defensive round went, I feel like they're in a nice position if you're Team Sarrow. No, sorry, yeah, if you're Team Sarrow, you're in a nice position here. Player to watch though, I'm looking at Zuni. He's 4-15 right now.
yeah, Zuni's having a little bit of a rough time. Definitely no donuts. We're not at Dunkin' Donuts right now, so that's good. So, you know, props to him. But, you know, you are still triple negative. So, we're going to see what happens with Zuni if he has a comeback. 4-16. That's quadruple negative for all you math blasters out there. I just had to count on my hands, so don't mind me. But Frima and Different going ahead in the slaying capacity again. Absolutely brutal. Frima on a 3-piece. Flying by members.
He's just running. It doesn't matter. He's just running, and this has been insane. So, I love Frima, bro. He is left stick down running Shotsy all day, and it is just fun to watch. As now his team, his ARs are picking up the lanes. They're picking up all the kills. Lon is the only one to make it out for the side of Verify Gaming, so it's gonna have to be huge here. Number 8 is tucked away in the top right hand of the mini map. That's Scrum. He's gonna get active, but I think if you're the side of Team Verify Gaming, you know this. You know somebody is lurking. Scrum now making himself known. He does find a kill, but the teammates are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, nope. And like I said, it's the play calling, man. Verifying Gaming Black, unfortunately, has just been having a really hard time with being able to get plays going, you know, like an objective mode like Control. I mean, play calling is the #1 thing with Call of Duty too, like with competitive. So the fact that the play calling hasn't been there, they're just kind of running around with their chickens with the heads cut off. It's been brutal. And Zuni did find a 2-piece, so that's super positive, but still, unfortunately, 9-19. Frima on the flank, just putting bullets into mother truckers, but Zuni finds 2 again. So Verify Gaming Black, 9-16 for lives, make that 8. It's going to be very difficult here, but they do get some ticks on point.
They do, but the collapse is there. Guts and Scrums, they clean up everything. You have one person, Outcast, trying to relieve some pressure. Outcast goes huge with a 2-piece of his own, and now time has still been stopped. 2 ticks at B. The second is about to roll through at A, but again, just because of those close spawns, it's going to make things insurpassable. I can't speak tonight, but it doesn't matter. Everything goes down at the last minute, and somehow, some way, Team Sarrow, they clean it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I counted 4 ticks. I think they got 2 ticks on both B and A. I think they got the second tick on A. I'm just going to put a question mark on my notes there. There we go. But yeah, but either way, as of right now, it's 4-5 for ticks. So if you're Verify Gaming Black, you need to have an absolute bombastic, crazy good defensive hold here. Like, it's got to be picture perfect, no flaws. Oh, that's a cool knife. And so just be able to go ahead here and get things going. Because if you're able to hold Team Sarrow to only 5 ticks, and, you know, defensive side, well, they're not even be able to do anything. Never mind. I'm just yapping. Don't mind me. I'm speaking Japanese.
No, because, like, again, like, Team Sarrow, their first defensive round was so good. Just like, and their offensive round was so good. I don't think they need to do anything else. So you can either win it here or, you know, if it goes to that map 5, you have the defense side of things. But, again, just you're looking to win it here no matter what.
Oh, no, absolutely. You know, and Verify Gaming Black, they at least got a round win, so they're not in a full, like, ultimate reverse sweep situation, but it's still the situation's pretty dire. Almost, it's like kind of like you're a pilot on a plane that's crashing, and you're about 1,000 feet from the ground. That's kind of where Verify Gaming Black is, and your pilot's also completely blackout drunk. So it's a
Oh,
little bit of a rough situation.
yeah. What movie was that? Denzel Washington? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
forget.
can't remember the name.
I know what you're talking about though. And now we're hopping into this. Freema flying blind. Fortunately, he isn't able to find much. Clean 4 dead for the side of Verify Gaming Black. And for those, again, that are just tuning us, I have the team names flipped. So the pink arrows are Verify Gaming. The black arrows are Team Sarrow. And now you have a couple players setting up a little bit of a spawn trap. However, B Street is open. This could come to bite you in the butt because Outcast is the only one left. He falls, and now, again, the gates of hell are just lefted open. You have B pressure all day.
Yep, no, and Zuni just flying in like he's Batman, just going for it. Completely not watching his flank, gets taken down. You have almost full tick progression on A. Lom stops the bleeding for just a quick second, finds a 2-piece, but Freema on A. A gets fully captured, B almost there. Zuni finding a 2-piece. So right now, if you look at the map, B overall is clear. You have number 1, Lom. I think he's in bottom vault at the moment, but you do have a triple push coming in from top palm. So, ooh, the flank though. Scrum goes into top art, finds 1. This might be the dagger that Verify. Oh no, Scrum still looking for 1. Realzy with a double, so Scrum's about to be an absolute nuisance here in top art.
Oh, he is indeed. And that just may be it. All you have to do is buy time for your teammates to get there. It's only 1 tick, and now you have done just that. Nobody from Team Verify Gaming is even close.
Nope, that's going to do it. Stick a fork in this match because it's done. Team Sarrow walk away with a huge and brutal 3-0 victory.
And I mean, like, again, is it going to help them? No, probably not. Their division is stacked, right? They're the bottom 2 teams right here in Group A. This was more of like, I think this was like the last week of games, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it's week 5. So yeah, the ZGL plays 1 match a week in all the groups, and so it's 5 matches total. And yeah, like I said, I don't think Sarrow made it because this Group A for Master Division is stacked, honestly.
It is indeed. I heard there's been some people trying to get a post-game interview. I cannot get Freema right now because he is not in the Discord. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be hearing the words of Freema. I know you guys want to hear him bad just because... Yeah, honestly, for me, he was an exceptional sub. Like he was out there, he was slaying. Again, pushing the map to his team's aggression, and kind of filling lanes, giving information. So, good job out of Team Sarrow to round out the kind of group pool stage with a nice dominant win. But again, looking at it from the side of things, I don't think it's going to help too much.
Yeah, no, I'm actually about to look up the website right now just because I'm a nerd. I'm all about stats.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean it makes sense. But I mean,
so yeah.
Uper, looking at things, a breakdown. We came into this series. It was a Hossie hard point. Team Sarrow, they do their thing midway through. They just turn up the heat. Difference 9 streak was incredible. You got red card S&D. That was just pound town hammer slammer. I don't know what else to call it, but it was a 6-1. And then you go to this vault control. There's some signs of life for Team Verify. You have Realsies, you have Outcasts who are kind of picking up pieces where it's needed. Lawn and Co. doing his thing. But then just the pressure from Team Sarrow. The pressure from Different, from Scrum. The AR setting up perfectly. Everything going well. The sub Freema flying free. I can't say
honestly,
anything else.
No, honestly, it was crazy. Like Freema, a lot of the time too, he was getting gunfights going in his favor with a Jackal at AR range, and that's without I don't think he had a compensator on that. So I mean, it's just one of those things that Freema was absolutely gunning people. And to finish off, so Group C in the Master Division.
Oh.
So the 3 teams that are right now it's 07 Spartans and Royals. They're both very similar for their stuff. They both have one more match, but Team Sarrow, they're gonna finish 2-3, with a map count of 7 and 11. If I'm going off of the website, Verify Gaming Black. Unfortunately, this is a season to forget. Get blackout drunk and forget it because they end up finishing 0-5, 0-15 for a map count.
That's rough.
Definitely a brutal season for Verify Gaming Black, but no, Team Sorrow, like I said, unfortunately, this was just for more of a pride situation. So Team Sorrow, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it to playoffs, but still at least ending on a very high note. So you can't go wrong with that.
It was indeed, feel good. But other than that, ladies and